Power and Play. Mula sa mga paborito at naglalakihang atleta hanggang sa mga natatanging Pinoy sports figures na dapat nyong makilala. Ihahatid yan dito sa Power and Play.
Galing na meron tayo, ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy.
Ang tao daw hindi marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan, hindi makakarating sa paroroonan. Well, yan po ang ating tampok ngayon dahil ating pong pag-uusapan ang buhay ng isang halige ng Philippine basketball. Eh di paano? Bangon na! Power and play na!
Power and Play with Noli, Eala.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Mayong buntag kaninyong tanan sa ating pong mga kapatid dito sa Cebu. Mga kapatid, nasa Cebu po tayo ngayon at bumabati po ang Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Pico, there's more to our cars. Joyride, ang bagong kasundo. Arena Plus, Astig Sports. And of course, we are powered by Smart. Live more today. Kamusta po kayong lahat, mga kapatid? Sana po nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan. Tayo po nandito sa Lapu-Lapu City, sa Dusit Thani Resort and Hotel na napakaganda. First time ko dito. And just a wonderful place. Napakabait ng mga staff. And of course, alagang-alaga po ang lahat ng mga bisita dito po sa Dusit Thani Resort and Hotel. At kami po ay naririto dahil po sa pagtatanghal ng East Asia Super League Final Four. Wow! Talaga pong dinayo ang Cebu ng EASL para po sa kanilang pinakamalaking pagtatanghal. Showcase ika nga ng EASL regular season ngayon pong taon na ito. At apat pong kupunan. Mantakin nyo mga kapatid, hindi po mga Philippine team po, mga foreign teams po to. Dalawa nagmula sa Korea at isa po mula sa Japan at isa mula sa Chinese Taipei. At talaga po namang pambihira ang pagtanggap sa ating po mga bisita, sa mga opisyales po ng EASL, sa lahat po ng media na naririto at mga special guests at VIP na dumalo po kahapon sa pagsisimula ng EASL Final Four. At andito po, napakaraming mga superstars ng basketball, maging po mga dating PBA players ay ating pong nakita dito kahapon. Kasama na po sila Jay Washington, Dondon Hontiveros, ang Vice Mayor ng Cebu City, si Danny Siegel, naririto po, si dating Vice Mayor Yoyong Martires, naririto din po, at of course, El Presidente Ramon Fernandez ay naging bisita rin po dito ng EASL. Of course, nandito po ang buong pamunuan ng East Asia Super League sa pamumuno ng kanilang CEO si Henry Kerins and the rest of the top brass ng EASL. Talaga pong they rolled out the red carpet for everyone. Narito po ang PSC chairman na si Dicky Bachman, ang SVP Executive Director na si Erica D. Andito rin po ang FIBA Asia Executive Director na si Hagop Kachirian at napakarami pang iba. Kaya po talagang pambihira ang pagtatanghal. Pero ang mas importante of course, ang mga laban kahapon kung saan, naku, pambihira po ang init at excitement na ipinakita ng apat na koponan. Seoul SK Knights at ng Anyang Red Boosters mula sa Korea at yung pong Chiba Jets at New Taipei Kings mula sa Taiwan. Chiba Jets galing po ng Japan. Nanalo po kahapon ang Seoul SK Knights at ang Chiba Jets para po ma-arrange ang isang showdown ng championship. Bukas po yan dito rin sa Hoops Dome ng Lapu-Lapu City. Kaya po abangan nyo po ang mga laban over One Sports and One Sports Plus and of course ng Pilipinas Live at kami po ni Kinito Henson ang magdadala ng mga larong yan. Napakaganda ng mga laban kagabi, lalong-lalo na po yung huling laro, yung Chiba Jets kontra New Taipei Kings kung saan bagamat hindi naglaro si Jeremy Lin, yung NBA player po, ay lumaban itong mga tiga-Taiwan. Natalo lamang sa dulo dahil sa napakagandang pinakita ng point guard ng Chiba Jets na si Yuki Togashi. Kaya po bukas, abangan nyo po ang bakbakang umatikabo at ang nakataya, $1 million. Yan po ang pinaglalabanan bukas kaya siguradong mainit na mainit bukas ang laban. Again, abangan nyo po yan. Of course, today mga kapatid, is a special day para sa Power and Play. Sapagkat ngayong araw pong ito ay kami po ay magbibigay pugay sa isang haligi ng Philippine basketball. Yan pong binabanggit kong yan ay nagsapit po ng kanyang kaarawan kahapon. Walang iba kung hindi the Big J, Sonny Jaworski, Senator Sonny Jaworski, Sonny Big J Jawo, living legend, kung ano man po ang inyong gustong itawag sa kanya. Siya po ay isa sa 40 greatest PBA players, one of the greatest, arguably the most influential player of his time, and of course, isa sa naglingkod din po sa ating pong pamahalaan bilang senador ng Pilipinas. Well, ngayon po ay dumadaan sa paghamon ng ating butihing senador at hinahangaan si Jawo. At kaya po naisipan natin sa Power and Play na magbigay pugay, tribute para po sa living legend on his 78th birthday yesterday. Ako po ang magbibigay lamang ng konting pananaw tungkol kay Sonny sapagkat nung una ko pong nakilala ang basketball superstar, mga taong pong 1985, kung kailan po ako ay nagbubuo ng isang inter-law school sports fest sa Maynila. First inter-law school po yan na sports fest na ako po ang bumuo. Well, ano niya po, naging inipita po pong guest speaker si Big J. Doon pong opening namin. Ginanap po yun sa San Beda College yung panahon na yun, campus doon po sa Mindiola. At ang aming pong opening ay mga alas 8:30. Maaga po ako nagpunta doon at mantakin niyo mga kapatid habang nag-aayos ako, siguro po mga alas 7 yung aking grupo, wala pa pong alas 7, naroroon na si Senator Jaworski. At his height of popularity, talaga po namang nagpakita siya ng pagmamahal, hindi lamang po sa amin pong mga nag-aaral ng batas, kung hindi po doon sa mismong laro na kanya lang pong inaalagaan. And of course, many years after, marami pong pagkakataon na aking nakasama si Sonny Jaworski sa aking pong pagbo-broadcast, sa aking pong pamumuno ng PBA, hanggang po sa kadululuhan nung ako po'y nakasama bilang direktor ng SMC Sports and of course all the way sa SPP. Talaga pong marami pong payo at binigay sa aking aral ang hinahangahan po natin si Chavo. Kaya po naisipan natin na magbigay ng konting pagtugay para po hindi natin makalimutan hindi lamang ang ginawa ni Sunny Jaworski, kundi po ang mga aral na naibigay niya sa atin. At tayo po'y magbalik tanaw ngayong araw pong ito dahil napakarami nating kakausapin para pag-usapan ang The Man, ang kanya pong laro, ang kanya pong naging leksyon na ibinigay sa Philippine basketball. Mamaya po yan, abangan nyo ang ating mga bisita. Medyo marami-rami yan para po ating pong pag-usapan ang buhay ng the living legend, Senator Sunny Jaworski. Alright mga kapatid, pero bago ang lahat na yan, siyempre, simulan na natin ang ating huntahan sa ating pong special tribute ngayong araw pong ito kay Robert Jaworski sa pamamagitan ng ating Sports Weekly Highlights. Simulan natin sa mainit na simula ng Blackwater at Terra Firma sa PBA Philippine Cup. Nasa top 2 ng rankings ang dalawang madalas na kulelat sa liga. Unbeaten ang dalawa, 3-0. Ang Blackwater, 2-0 naman, or 2 wins, no loss, ang Terra Firma. Ang tanong ng marami, of course, ay magtuloy-tuloy na kaya itong magandang simula ng dalawang koponan. Sa PBL, hinihintay din ang pagbabalik nina Jaja Santiago at Gia De Guzman sa All-Filipino Conference ngayong tapos na ang Japan V-League or tapos na ang Japan V-League season. Ayon sa PBL, pwedeng maglaro si Jaja dahil nakasama siya sa lineup ng Cherry Tigo. Yun nga lang, hindi papayagang maglaro, naku naman, nakasakit ito, si Gia dahil hindi raw siya nakasama sa roster ng Cool Smashers. Pero siguro naman hindi iniindat ng Cool Smashers sapagkat ang ganda pa rin ng kanilang pagpapakita at of course napakalakas ng kanilang koponan. Speaking of Jaja, nakatanggap ng call-up ang middle blocker para maging trainee sa Japan Women's National Volleyball Team. Kasalukuyang nasa proseso ng Japanese citizenship ang 6'5" na Pinoy athlete. Gilas update naman, may pangako si Coach Tim Cone sa magiging kampanya ng national team. Sa pahayag ni Coach Tim sa Inquirer Sports Awards Night, sinabi niyang hindi kayang ipanalo ng Gilas lahat ng kanilang laro. Pero pangako naman ng multi-title mentor, maglalaro ang Gilas ng larong may pagmamalaki ng mga Pinoy. Sa motorsports, simula na rin ang kampanya ni Bianca Bustamante sa ikalawang season ng F1 Academy. Simula ng karera sa Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, kung saan lalaban si Bianca sa unang taon niya sa McLaren. Well, we wish all the best kay Bianca. Good luck, Bia. And of course, bring home the bacon, ika nga. At yan po ang buod ng mga balita ngayong linggo sa Sports Weekly Highlights. Again mga kapatid, ako marami po tayong tinututukan ng mga laban ng NBA ay patuloy po ang kanilang paglalaro, palapit ng palapit, ang playoffs of course. Pero ang isa pang kinagigiliwan ng napakarami ay ang PBA kung saan sabi nga natin ay namamayagpag ang mga kuponang hindi natin inaasahan. Although kagabi, may mga resulta po at naglaro na rin ang isa sa mga paborito, ang Barangay Ginebra Kings. Of course, kahapon po nanalo Northport kontra Phoenix. Nanalo, malaking panalo yan para sa Northport. At ang pagbabalik ng Barangay Ginebra Kings na nanalo po laban sa Rain or Shine. Big scorer of course, production mula kay Jamie Malonzo. At pinag-uusapan natin ang Barangay Ginebra. Well, dyan po naglaro ang ating binibigang pugay ngayong araw na to na si Robert Sunny Jaworski. Yan po ay naging kuponan ng butihing senador mula po 1984 hanggang nagretiro siya in 1998. At kaya po yan din ang ating pupulsuhan ngayong araw po ito. Sa Pulso ng Bayan, hatid sa inyo ng M2T drinks with malunggay, okra and luya, drink your gulay and fuel up on energy with M2T drinks. Ito po ang ating pupulsuhan ngayong araw po ito. Ano po ang paborito ninyong alaala ng birthday boy na si Sunny Big J Jaworski? May mga naalala ba kayo? Hindi po lamang sa loob ng court, kung hindi sa labas. Nakakuha ba kayo ng autograph? Kayo ba ho ay binigyan niya ng litrato o ng isang uniforme? Sabihin niyo po sa atin, mag-text lamang or rather mag-post po sa aming Facebook page ng Power and Play o di kaya sa aking Twitter account or X account at Noli Eala o di kaya sa Facebook ng 1PH at ng Radyo 5. At mamaya po ay susubukan nating mabasa ang inyong pong mga opinion. Again, yan po ay Pulso ng Bayan, hatid sa inyo ng M2T Drinks with malunggay, okra, and luya, drinker gulay, and fuel up on energy with M2T Drinks. Alright, siyempre, meron tayo pa rin ipinamimigay na Joyride top-up promo dito po sa ating show. And of course, namimigay po tayo ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits para sa 5 lucky winners na atin po mapipili mamaya. Napakadali lamang para manalo ng 1,000 pesos JRPay wallet credits. Download lamang po ang latest version ng Joyride Super App. Kuhanan ng screenshot ang inyong app's home screen kasama ng inyong pangalan. And of course, ipadala itong screenshot sa Power and Play Facebook page via PM. Sama niyo po ang inyong buong pangalan at registered mobile number at kami po ipipili ng 5 mananalo mamaya-maya lamang. And of course, hindi po dyan nagtatapos ang pamimigay ng premyo ng Joyride. By the way, dito sa Cebu, dyan po sa Metro Cebu ay ang Joyride ay tumatakbo din. Kaya magagamit nyo ito mga kababayan natin dito sa Cebu. Namimigay po tayo ng Joyride Limited Edition Aqua Flask. Aqua Flask, napakaganda niyan para po sa inyong mga pagbiyahe at of course sa inyong pong pangangailangan pang araw-araw. Again, simple lamang, pagkatapos nyo po mag-download ng Joyride Super App, mag-book ng MC Taxi, yan po sa Maynila yan, at ng Joyride Car, kuhanan po ng isang creative picture, yung inyo pong kasama po ng inyong rider o driver, at ipadala po yung creative picture na yan sa amin pong FB page ng Power and Play. Kasama po ang hashtag of the week at kami po ipipiling na mananalo ng limited edition Joyride Aqua Flask. At ito po ang ating hashtag of the week. Mga kapatid, iyan po, hashtag MyJoyride, mga kapatid. At yan po ang isama nyo dun sa inyong creative picture. Alright, I think we are ready to roll. Ngayon po, ito po na medyo pagpapaumanhin nyo po mga kapatid dahil siyempre tayo live at minarapat na natin, since nandito rin naman ang aking mga kaibigan, ating pong susubukan na maging live parang nasa studio ang ating pong pagtatanghala. And ngayong araw pong ito tayo maswerte dahil para po sa fast take, meron tayong mga kasamang mga matagal ko na pong mga kaibigan sa ating pong paboritong fast take. At ang fast take ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo. There's more to our cars and medyo sandali lang at hanapin natin. Ang ating pong guest ngayong araw pong ito walang iba kundi ang mga veteranong broadcasters, si Seb Sarmenta at si Quinito Henson. Medyo si Quinito nag-aalmusal pa yata. Andito na si Quinito. Hanapin natin Pero ayan, papasok na po ang ating kaibigan si Quinito Henson sa ating maliit na studio dito. Dinits, magandang umaga.
At magandang umaga din.
Ayan na mga kapatid.
Sama-sama tayo rito.
Ayan, nakita nyo. Of course, kasama rin natin si Seb Sarmenta, Quinito. Seb, good morning.
Mayong buntag, kaninyong tanan.
Mayong buntag, Seb. Thank you for joining us this morning. Sana nandito ka na rin at nararamdaman mo itong napakagandang view na nakikita namin ni Quinito. Seb, but partner.
Wag na kulang ang airtime, si Kinito lang, ubos tayo.
Basta, Sir!
Alam mo, well, fast take muna tayo. And bago tayo, I want you to, of course, join us in paying a tribute to the living legend, Senator Sunny Jaworski. But Quinito, let me begin with you. Andito tayo para sa EASL.
Okay.
And pambihira ang mga laro kahapon. Let me ask you first, paano kaya unang-una, anong significance ng EASL na dito naglaro sa Cebu?
Well, unang-una, neutral territory ito kasi hindi naman naglalaro ang Philippines Final Four. Yung mga naglalaro, yung mga taga-Korea, Japan at saka Chinese Taipei. Pero at the same time, tourist destination itong Cebu. At parang napalit na sa puso ni EASL CEO Henry Kerins, yung Pilipinas. So, yung easy sell itong Cebu Unang-una, yung Japan at saka Korea, napakalamig po ang panahon nila. So, when the invitation came para eto, magandang panahon dito sa Cebu, sikat ang araw, ang ganda ng dagat, ang ganda yung hotel, kaya
Sa papagayan?
Oo, kaya sabi ni Mr. Kerins, eto, may invitasyon. Kagad, ang sabi ng mga kukunan, yes, we will go to Cebu. And of course, grabe yung suporta na pinakita ni Mayor Chan ng Lapu-Lapu City and in fact, the entire province of Cebu. So, along with the support from the Philippine Sports Division, from SPP, TBA, lahat yan nagsama-sama, including the Department of Tourism. So, we've got a great event dito sa EASL Final Four.
And of course, bukas na championship niyan, kagaya ng pinapanggit ko, sabi nga ng mga tiga-Australia, yung mga naglalaro player, 3 buwan na daw silang hindi nasisikatan ng araw, kaya ngayong araw na to sila ay mag-sunbathing dito sa Mactan Island sa Cebu. Seb, let me ask you, alam natin na ang PBL ay mainit na mainit, and of course, you have been covering the PBL. Nakikita natin ang popularity ng PBL ngayon, Seb. Ano nakikita mong similarity with the beginnings of the PBA and of course itong PBL ngayon na umaangat na rin and expanding with the number of teams, including sister teams that are coming together sa kanilang liga?
Again, like any league, as the two of you know, the key is the stars. And the nice thing about the PBL now is that it's going through a transition. A lot of the college players like Vanny Gandler, some of the UST players have moved over to the pros. So some have made an early exit from their college programs, but that's because of need also. But ang maganda sa PBL ngayon, except for a few teams, yung parity between sa 12 teams niya, about 8 teams, maganda yung bakbakan. But the 4 teams, lalo na yung kay Roger Gurayev, yung bago yung Capital One, nag-uumpisa pa lang to play together. So there is parity in the league. And the second thing is that the fans and the players are helping each other. Nung tayo nasa PBA noon, wala tayong social media noon Ngayon ang social media, malaking bagay na tumutulong yung mga players, they interact with the fans interact. Sometimes to extreme points, may mga controversies and everything, but that really doesn't matter. The fans enjoy the interaction.
Talaga. At iba talaga pagka yung kahit pa paano direkta ang connection mo sa fans, and of course social media has made that possible not only for celebrities but also for many of the organizations na involved sa larangan ng sports.
Meron din akong sisingit sa kung bakit super popular ang volleyball. Women's volleyball. Ang ganda kasi ng mga players
Kasi inito talaga.
Yung mga fans talaga sabik na sabik mapanood yung mga stars because they are really very good looking.
At sinasadya yun. Talaga nagpapaganda itong mga player. I know that for a fact. Kaya ang bihira talaga at makikita natin ang paghanga ng napakaraming fans. And these are fans that are talagang diving na hula. Yung makikita mo na magpapakamatay. Alright, gentlemen. Well, fast take muna tayo. And of course, alam nyo na ang drill sa fast take. Walang tama, walang mali, pato-pato sa langit. Tamaan, huwag magagalit. And of course, ang opinion nyo lamang ang mahalaga. 3 issues, 1 minute to answer each issue. At tayo magsimula sa ating unang...
Timeman mo yung katabi mo, ha? Timeman mo yung katabi mo. Ang tawag dito, fast take. Magbabanggit ng 1 million statistics yan. Hindi niya naintindihan ang ibig sabihin ng fast take.
Mabilis naman ako magsalita. Mahaba na.
Hindi. Maniwala ka. Timeman mo yan, sobra yan.
Okay. Pagkano pipito si Referee Obias? Wala na pala yun. Okay, let's go.
Jesus Mariosep.
Okay, ang una nating issue ngayong umaga ay tungkol sa PBA. Kung saan, kanina binalita nga natin, lumalamang yung mga teams na madalas nakikita natin sa ilalim. So ito ang tanong, anong expectation nyo matapos mag-top sa standings ang Blackwater at Terra Firma ngayon sa PBA All-Filipino Conference. I'll begin with you, Kinito. 1 minute, go!
Pero una-una, yung mga kupanan ng Blackwater at Tenerife, nakakapanalo sila ngayon. Kasi hindi pa naman sumasali sa bakbakan yung mga elite teams. Barangay Ginebra, kakasali lang ang gabi. San Miguel Pid, hindi pa nga naglalaro. Magnolia, hindi pa din naglalaro. But, I think it's a very good sign that these lower ranked teams are medyo umaangat pa ngayon. Remember, Blackwater, 110 ang record nila in the last conference. Isa lang ang kanilang naipanalo. In the last 21 conferences, Blackwater has made it or has posted a 500 record only twice. And they've never made the semifinals. Kanya, 3-0 start for boss Josel Dosi, ang team owner ng Blackwater. Good sign yan. But remains to be seen whether they can sustain. Because ngayon at ito, lumalaban na yung mga elite teams, dito natin malalaman kung talagang matitigas itong Blackwater and Tenerife sa bakbakan. But having said that, maganda rin ang pinapakita ni Jeffrey Carriazo, ang coach ng Blackwater, because ang dami ng mga bagong player. They've got 4 rookies plus a lot of new faces coming in from different teams via trades. Kanya, good balance in terms of lineup. At Tenerife naman, nagpapakita sila Javi Gomez de Leano and Stephen Holt. So I think maganda yung pinapakita ng mga expansion teams sa PBA.
Okay, kita mo, nagpakita ng relo. Seb, okay, ano na siya? Kumbaga, shot clock expired dito. Alright, Seb, same question. Anong expectation mo? Matapos, ito nga, umangat na sa standings ang Blackwater at Terra Firma. 1 minute, Seb, or plus. Go!
Tama si Kinito, hindi pa naglalaro ang San Miguel, Ginebra naglaro na kagabi, binanggit mo kanina. Magnolia, hindi pa naglalaro. So mag-iiba yan pagka naglaro na Minty. Pero kagabi may indication, tama si Kinito, yung mga young blood natin. Kagabi si Javi Lucero naglaro na rin. Si William Navarro hindi naglaro, may flu daw siya. Si Kate Flores, maganda, siyang best player nung game kagabi. Ang galing nung pinakita ng Northport. Alam mo, yung laro namin kagabi, 3 oras. Sa passion ng mga teams, angal ng angal, ay tumigil. 100 challenge yata yung nangyari. Saan ka nakakita ng PBA game? 3 oras. 3 oras inabot yung game namin. But nakausap ko nga ang management ng Phoenix Patas. Passionate lang kasi gusto nila maka-invest, manalo against teams that they match up against well. Kasi pagka nakalaban, sabi nga ni Kinito, pag nakalaban na nila later on yung malalakas, baka mahirapan sila. So they're investing right now.
Alright, well, alam mo, I agree with the two of you. Of course, happy ako na umaangat. Lagi kong binabakbakan, of course, ang kakulangan ng competitive spirit ng mga nasa ilalim. Hopefully, hindi sila banderang kapos, ika nga. Pero at least nakikita natin na merong development, may growth, may progress sa mga kupunan na yan. That's all the fans want to see sa PBA. Hindi naman natin i-expect na magkakampiyon ka agad yan eh. Pero yung competitive, yung lumalaban, yung kahit paano nakikita mo ang team owners ay passionate about winning, that's all the fans would like to see sa PBA. Alright, let's go to our second issue of the morning. Of course, we're talking about a tribute, a special to the living legend, the Big J, Sunny Jaworski. Ito po ang ating ikalawang issue. Ano ang pinakamalaki sa tingin niyong contribution ni Sunny Jaworski sa Philippine basketball? I'll begin with you, Seb. 1 minute, go!
Yung totality ng persona niya on the court and off the court, warts and all, pati yung issue against him nung nilusob nila ni Big Boy Reynoso, yung referee, nung wala pang PBA. Kasali yan sa lore and legacy ni Sunny Jaworski. Even before nung college siya, may mga si Danny Florencio nag-away sila nung UST-UE days. Pasama yan, nag-extend yan straight into the PBA days. Plus yung never say die spirit, yung nasaktan siya, bumalik siya sa game. All that is part of the lore. But over and beyond that, what he did out of the court. Kasi ang Ginebra, pag na-eliminate, nagpupunta sila sa probinsya. Namimigay sila ng basketball, namimigay sila. And Jaworski is one of the most patient persons I've ever seen sign autographs after the game. And when he signs it, it's signed as Bobby Jaworski. Very few people call him Sunny, actually.
Yes.
But if you're close to him, he's actually called Bobby. And that's always a great memory of Coach Sunny.
Well, I cannot, I really remember those days na sarado na ang ilaw sa Araneta nandun pa rin si Sunny, nagpumipirma ng mga autographs. Of course, his fan connection was second to none ika nga sa PBA. Kinito, same question. Ano sa tingin mo ang pinakamalaking contribution ni Senator Jaworski sa Philippine basketball? 1 minute, Kinito. Go!
Robert Jaworski, sa tingin ko, the reason why he has become so popular is because makapagtao siya. He gave his all for the fans. He gave his all to the people. At yung kanyang spirit, sinabi ni Sir Sarmenta, yung never side die spirit, buhay na buhay yan. Up to this day, even if hindi siya naglalaro. Given na yung mga record niya, 1978 MVP, he won 9 championships with Toyota, 4 he never franchised as a playing coach. Given na din that naglaro siya sa 1968 Olympics, 1974 FIBA World Cup, and all the accolades that he has achieved. As a senator, he authored over 300 bills, and he is the oldest player to play in the professional ranks at 51 when he retired in May 1997. And the previous oldest player was Oscar Schmidt of Brazil at 45 years old. But Robert Jaworski, you know that this guy is loaded with achievements. Pero yung kanyang pagkatao, he's being so given of himself to the people, never turning down a request for autographs, a request for photograph. And ako, I'm very, very fortunate that I probably was one of the last, if not the last, writer who was able to interview him one-on-one. That was in 2019, just before the pandemic. And during this program, from Noli, baka if you can give me an opportunity,
of course,
I will be sharing quotes. Parang bubuhayin natin. Na parang kasama natin dito si Robert Jaworski, because I will share with you some fresh quotes from Sonny Jaworski that for the first time will be shared on the air.
Maganda yan, maganda yan. And of course, lagi nating sinasabi na napakaraming rewards, achievements si Sonny Jaworski. Sa akin, there was just one thing. It's just really that he never forgot. He never forgot a face. He never forgot a name. Talagang kahit na wala ka na sa limelight, wala ka na sa poder, Sonny Jaworski was always there. At yan ang
alam mo Kong Noli kasi he learned a lot from FPJ eh. 'Di ba he appeared in several movies. Si FPJ nung nabubuhay ganun din. He talked to tatayo yan si FPJ, kakausapin niya ka. And Jaworski, I think, learned a lot from FPJ in dealing with the fans, dealing with people na sa taas at saka sa baba. And I thought that was a great lesson in life for the Big J as well.
All right. Let's go to our third and final issue sa Fast Take. Bago natin pag-usapan, of course, si Bobby Jaworski mamaya. Ito ang ating tanong. Of course, alam naman natin na tuloy-tuloy na ang Gilas program sa ilalim ni Coach Tim Cone. Kaya ito ang ating third issue. Anong expectations ninyo sa Gilas Pilipinas program kung ngayon na nagtutuloy-tuloy na si Tim Cone bilang coach hanggang sa susunod na FIBA World Cup? I'll begin with you, Kinito. 1 minute, go!
Well, yung Gilas, meron silang 4-year program. Ang ultimate goal is to be able to qualify sa 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. But malaking challenge yan, malaking pagsubok. Unang-una ang kanilang hakbang. They need to be able to qualify for the Paris Olympics. Okay, of course, that's a pipe dream. Ang makakalaban po natin sa Latvia, July 3 is the first game against Latvia. July 4 is our next game against Georgia. Both of those are European teams. Mahirap manalo din sa Olympic qualifying tournament. But ang sabi nga ni Coach Tim, it's all about getting better. It's all about improving and also getting focused sa kanyang direksyon. At bagong direksyon ito for Gilas because only 12 men have been chosen for our pool and limited preparation time. Yung itong OKT natin, they will only have days to prepare, but they will try to squeeze in some friendly games against European teams to get them acclimatized to the European style of game. Pero magkakaroon ng another window sa FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers in November, another one in February of the next year. Pero I think things are looking good. Players are buying into the decision ni Coach Tim. Unlike yung nakaraan na yung mga players were hemming and hawing kung sasali ba sila o hindi. Ito isang tawag lang, pasok sila lahat. Kai Soto, Dwight Ramos, lahat sila pumasok. And I think this is a new core of young players along with veterans to give us a good chance to be able to qualify for the Olympics in 2028.
1 minute 14, that's an improvement, sir.
Uy! Okay.
Wala, hindi mananalo sa track and field ito.
Alright, Sam, go na. Ano expectation mo sa Gilas Pilipinas program ngayon na si Tim Cone na ang head coach and of course patungo sa FIBA World Cup, sa susunod na FIBA World Cup? 1 minute, Seb. Go!
Alam mo, ang trick sa Gilas, manage your expectations eh. Di ba? Ako, ang target, kung tayo ay magiging patuloy na number 1 sa Asia, okay na yan sa akin. Maibalik tayo sa mga corona natin sa FIBA Asia, yung Asian Games na panalunan na natin. Pero of course, andyan ang Australia at New Zealand, nag-iiba yung landscape. So yung Olympic qualifiers, sige, makaisa, dalawang laro. Tama si Kinito, ang lalaki ng kalaban natin sa Olympic. Di ba? Just because we don't win in these Olympic qualifiers does not mean that the program is failing. It doesn't mean anything. Masyadong, ang daming daming nagsasabi, kulang ng passion, kulang ng pagmamahal sa sport. Hoy, malalaki na yung kalaban natin. Hindi na gaya nung araw na yung mga sentro 6'3", 6'4". Hindi po, no? Yung 6'3", 6'4", point guard lang yan sa rest of the world. But I manage my expectations even as I cover them. Pag nanalo, very good. Pag natalo, pag-aaralan natin how we can be better. That's all.
Of course, and alam mo, you're both right, and I think we will have to just continue to support. Meron ng buy-in, ang players, may buy-in na lahat ng stakeholders with Tim Cone handling the national team. Ang gusto ko dito sa programang ito, I think there's going to be continuity, even beyond Tim Cone. I think Tim Cone is now putting together an assistant that will work for our national team, and hopefully ito ay masundan na ng mga susunod pang mga head coaches sa yapak ni Tim Cone para maging tama na ang takbo natin ng programa natin habang ganito ang sistema ng FIBA. Alright, well, maraming salamat. Kinito will stay on. Seb, I hope you can stay on para sa ating konting tribute when we come back from this break, even for a short while. Yan, nag-thumbs up na ang aking kaibigan si Seb. So, magbabalik pa po kami dito, pero bago po yan, isa muna pong paalala mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete. Powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Giga Life app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Pro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Giga Life app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live for today! Sa ating pong pagbabalik, ang ating pong mga kasama, patuloy, si Ginito Henson and Sep Sarmenta. Kasama pa naman po natin ang anak ni Senator Jaworski, si Dudut Jaworski, at ang kanyang butihing kaibigan, ang chairman ng Philippine Racing Commission, si Relly De Leon. Sa pagbabalik po ng Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Kigo, Joyride, at Arena Plus. Ang oras po natin, 8:39 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by M2 Tea Drinks with Malunggay, Opera, and Luya. Drink your gulay and fuel up on energy with M2 Tea Drinks.
I dare to dream big, to be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
sharing.
Natagpuan mo na ba ang totoo sa'yo? 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Maging handa para sa El Nino.
Kumuha ng insurance para sa inyong mga tanim sa agriculture official sa inyong lugar.
Maging handa sa panahon ng tagtuyot. Ang El Nino Advisory ay mula sa Pag-asa at Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Tuwing umaga, bangon na! Kasama si Mon Gualvez. Bangon Bayan with Mon. Alas 4 hanggang alas 6 ng umaga. Telefono, DJ Chacha sa Radyo 5 True FM. Alas 6 hanggang alas 10 ng umaga. Lord de Vela, Sana Lord. Alas 10 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali. Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Tutok na sa Radyo 5 True FM.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Broadcasting from the Radyo 5 studios in Reliance Street, Mandaluyong City, in Mega Manila. 25,000 watts of true broadcast quality. Mas pinalakas, mas pinalawak, mas pinalinaw na tunog ng AM sa FM. Ito ang 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Power and Play with Noli Eala. Power and Play with Noli Eala.
Ayan, medyo nawalan tayo kanina ng... may audio na ba tayo? May audio na? Alright, may audio na. Alright, muna pa nagbabalik tayo dito sa Dusitani Hotel, mga kapatid, sa Mactan, Cebu, kung saan po, again, nagtatanghal po ang EASL. And today, of course, as we said, is a special day. Kasama pa rin po natin Benito Henson and Seb Sarmiento for this special tribute to Senator Bobby Sonny Jaworski, Jawo, the Big J, the living legend. And let's start this segment, yung ating pong pagbibigay pugay sa 78th birthday ni Jawo with this question, and I want to ask Seb, ikaw muna, what was your most unforgettable moment with Sonny, with Jaworski?
It wasn't on the court. My brother-in-law, Dr. Jojo David, gave me a letter. He had a patient who was dying. He said he wanted to meet before he died. He wanted to meet Sonny Jaworski. So we made we accommodated the request. We made connections with the Big J. And we said, sabi ko sa kanya, punta ko kayo kung pwede. Bahala na, tingnan natin. Tapos at the end of the game, natalo sila. Sabi ko, hindi na pupunta siguro to, may ulo. Sabi ko, baka wala sa, Pero alam mo, surprise, nagpabulong siya sa amin ni Chino Trinidad back then. Sabi mo, punta tayo UST. Nagdala kami isang camera lang. Then the Big J went to the old man, embraced him, and gave him his dying wish. And the nice thing about that story is that he visited the UST hospital again and brought some Ginebra uniforms, some giveaways for that entire charity ward na pinintaan, na we asked him to visit. Sa akin yun ang lasting memory. Kami ni Chino, we were just on the sidelines there, witnessing how this icon made himself available to his fan in a dying wish. Sabi ko, hindi ko makakalimutan itong moment na to.
Anong impression ang binigay sa'yo nun, Seth?
Ano na yun? Sorry.
Anong impression ang naibigay sa'yo ni Jaworski with that kind of gesture? And of course, all of the other things that you've seen him do sa kanyang career.
Sa akin, ano siya alam niya ang role ng fans at ng mga nagmamahal sa kanyang career. Alam din niya yung mga detractors niya. Alam din niya, if you love me, you hate me, it's entirely up to you. Diba? And that was the big J. Those who did not like Ginebra did not like Jaworski. Those who did not like Toyota did not like Jaworski, for instance. But that doesn't matter to him. You're all part of the experience of enjoying the basketball game. And I thought he lived that to the max. And if sana he was around, I know Gil Cortez is going to be here. We missed him during the Toyota reunions. It would have made it complete, but we all know that he is undergoing some difficulties of late, and we wish him well so that he gets back and joins us again in our different activities.
Ito, I know you've had so many interactions. Sabi mo nga, ikaw yung huling nag-interview kay Bobby Jaworski. But before that, you were talking to me about this unforgettable moment mo with the Senator.
Well, una-una yung unforgettable moment ko with the Senator was in 1999. I was covering the NBA Finals between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. So the game was at Madison Square Garden at kinuusap ako ng kanyang kaibigan si Sam Unera, the late Sam Unera, and Senator Jaworski and his daughter Richie were staying in Sam's home in Pennsylvania. Pero we were in touch with each other, kami ni Sam Unera, and sabi ni Sam, is there a way that baka naman si Senator makapanood ng game, NBA Finals game sa Madison Square Garden? So inareglo ko with the NBA Commissioner David Stern at that time, and David Stern said, well, Mr. Jaworski, he's the senator, he's the living legend, kilala niya eh. So I arranged it, and so when Senator Jaworski came to Madison Square Garden, I met him at the entrance, he gave me a big hug, dinala ko siya sa VIP lounge, and there, Senator Jaworski and David Stern met and spoke, and David Stern gave him a VIP ringside or courtside seats sa Madison Square Garden. At halftime, nabigyan pa sila ng mga isang malaking balutan ng mga NBA merchandise silang tatlo. With Richie, Samonera, and Robert Jaworski. I'll never forget that moment because I think that was when we rebonded with each other. And another occasion that I will never forget was in 2012 when Senator Jaworski personally handpicked me to be the host of his retirement ceremony. And I thought that was a huge honor for me to be able to do that as the MC at the Smart Araneta Coliseum for his retirement.
But it's a competitive yung competitive nature niya dito. When you saw him, when you analyzed his game, when he was playing and you covered his game, you know what do you think is the quality that endeared him to his fans?
I think the important thing about Sonny Jaworski is that yung sinabi nga natin kanina, never say die. Maski na papano, he's gonna fight down to the last second, whether malaki laban ng kalaban o malaki laban nila, he's out there to fight and give it his all. And I remember there was a time when Senator Jaworski did not speak with me for about 3 to 4 years because of a game that I covered na palagay ko na misinterpret niya yung aking mga comments during that game. And that was the game when Robert Jaworski was signaling to the table officials to continue the game. Even as Alan Kaidik would lay on the floor, that fall, and he was vomiting. And Robert Jaworski was saying, tuloy na natin ang laban kasi seconds na lang. Baka mabigyan pa ng momentum ng kalaban. And so, I mentioned that, and there was one comment that I made. No game is more important than a human life. And I think he felt that was an affront towards him. So, hindi niya ako masyadong kinausap for 3 to 4 years. But of course, what broke the ice was in 1999. Nung naareglo ko yung NBA seat niya and the meeting with David Stern. When he saw me coming into the Madison Square Garden, and when I saw him entering, when he gave me a big embrace, I said, okay na ito. Kaibigan na naman kami ni Robert Jaworski, and he'll never forget that. And all the way to when he asked me to be his MC for his retirement ceremony, and all the way to his last interview in 2019.
Seb, what was the nice thing about covering the games of Jaworski?
Alam mo, madalas tayong i-accuse na pro-Ginebra pag nagko-cover tayo, di ba? Madalas sabihin, bias. But you cannot doubt the excitement that Ginebra game brings, because Jaworski is going to give it everything he has. Simple lang yan eh. Jaworski, you like him, you don't like him. He is an additional conflict, an understory in the game that makes it even more fun to cover. Madapa siya, it's an issue. He issues a behind the back pass. He's an old man playing this young man's game. It's a story in itself. Every time you cover him, there's a story. Mag-foul siya. But the one I think I love, kayong dalawa, alam niyo to. He'll magwawala yan, matatawagan ng technical. But he was, I think, never ejected from the game because of two technicals.
Alam
diba?
mo, alam niya kasi ang kanyang impact is only trying to, hindi lang, sabihin na natin medyo bigyan ng konting intimidation ng referee. Alam mo naman natin ang presence ni Jaworski sa laro at iba pag nandun siya. Let me bring in first, bago ko ipasok ang interview with Dudut Jaworski, let me bring in a very good friend of Sonny Jaworski, of course. Matagal siyang nakasama. Alam ko, dahil ako mismo, kahit pa paano, pag gusto ko makausap ang senador, dumadaan ako dito sa mamang ito. Siya ngayon ang chairman ng Philippine Racing Commission. Walang iba kundi si Chairman Relly De Leon. Chairman Relly, magandang umaga. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Chairman, gusto ko lang, of course, andito si Kinito, andito si Sev.
Chairman!
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, pare.
Well, unang-una, Chairman Relly, alam ko na malapit ka kay Senator Jaworski. Ano ang masasabi mong katangian kaya talagang kumbaga napamahal sa'yo ang butihing senador?
Actually, I am a fan. Actually, hindi ako kaibigan ni Jaworski from the very start. I'm a fan. I pay 5 pesos in 1975 to enter Arneta Coliseum sa bleacher ako. Nandun siya sa baba, maliit ang tingin ko sa kanya dahil malayo ako eh. Pag kumakaway siya sa bleacher, sinasabi ko sa mga kasama ko, kinakawayan ako ni Jaworski. Talagang ganon. Tuwan-tuwa kami. Actually, ang nakita ko kay Jaworski, actually, napakabait ang puso niya sa mga mahihirap. Kahit hindi niya kilala, I saw it more than 10 times na pumupunta sa mga fans na hindi niya kilala pero pinocomport niya, lalo na yung mga may sakit or about to die. I saw it more than 10 times by myself. Sinasama niya ako, kasama ko siya, at pinupuntahan niya yung mga tao sa slum area, kahit na hindi na siya magkasya sa loob ng bahay, pumapasok siya, at kinocomport niya yung mga fans whatever the situation is. Noon lang ako nakakita ng ganun tao.
And of course, sa laro niya, Chairman Relly, ano ang nakita mo kaya talagang naging big fan ka ni Jaworski?
Siyempre, yung kanya sinasabing never say die spirit niya, actually, walang iba eh. Actually, even they're down by 20, he always give hope. And that actually reflect our life, no? Kung down ka, may pag-asa ka pa. So yun ang in-impart niya sa atin na hindi pwede makalimutan eh.
Well, of course, pag pinag-uusapan si Senator Jaworski na, I want to bring in a brief, and hindi naman meron kami nakuhang panayam sa kanyang mismong anak, ang namesake ni Robert Jaworski, si Robert Jaworski Jr., Vice Mayor Dodot ng Pasig, and I just want to bring that interview in. I hope you guys can watch this dahil marami-rami ding nasabi ang kanyang pinakamatandang anak, eldest son na si Vice Mayor Dudut Jaworski. Pasok po natin ngayon ang ating panayam kay Robert Jaworski Jr. Thank you so much, the living legend, Senator Sonny Jaworski. Vice, unahin ko muna. Let me begin with this. What do you love most with Senator Sonny as a father?
Well, first of all, Noli, I want to say thank you for giving my father an honor through this tribute. I know birthday niya kasi March 8th,
yes.
And he is 78 years old. No? So blessing po yan, and we are thankful for every day that the Lord gives him, that we're able to spend with him. And well, back to your question, as a father, he's very loving. Growing up, I can always, I'll always remember how he treated us like that we were his pride and joy more than anything. And even up to the point where we actually had our own children, he treated our kids, his apos, the same way. So, the spoiler, medyo ako niya ngayon kaysa sa amin nung kaming bata kasi alam mo naman na Noli, my dad is a very strict disciplinarian, no? Makita mo naman sa regimen niya, sa kanyang sariling katawan, no? Pagkain niya, yung workout niya. Talagang my father was one of the most disciplined individuals I've ever met in my life. But more than that, family was always first sa dad ko.
Kung ano ba siya sa court, ganun din siya sa labas ng court, Vice?
Depende, no? Depende. Kasi pagka, syempre, when you talk about in the court, never say die, go, 100% all the time. But he's also nurturing to his players, and in the sense that he'll train you, he'll take care of you, but he'll also expect 100% from you. He doesn't expect anything less as well. Pero pagdating naman siguro sa bahay naman bilang isang ama, I would say that he's more lenient in a way, no? Medyo less strict siya, especially sa mga kapatid ko. Ako naman kasi medyo since I carry the name, no? The right. Robert Jaworski Jr. Talaga I took it a challenge. I knew I would never be able to fill in those big shoes because iisa lang ang Robert Jaworski naman talaga. Pero ako talagang naging malaking pasasalamat ko pagkakataon na binigyan ng na nakasama ko siya, no? Lalo na sa basketball court. Hindi alam ng iba, but even prior to being with my dad in the court, I also for him for a while, for a few years, no? So
medyo nagkakaproblema dahil may konting feedback yung interview natin. Ayusin po ng ating technical. Sabi nila kasi naka-open ang Zoom dahil at lumalabas. Again, we apologize, but maraming nasabi doon si Jaworski, particularly ang sabi niya is yung pagkatangian ni Sonny Jaworski as a father, as a grandfather, as a guy who loved life, and of course yung kanyang struggles sa kasalukuyan. And again, as we're trying to fix this, when you interviewed Sari, marami kang sinabi na nakuha nga sa kanya, and I guess part of it is revealing himself. Katulad ng mga bagay dito. Okay, marami tayong i-share sa inyo sa mga sinabi ni Robert Jaworski at sasabiwain natin yung mga sinabi niya. Miski konti Unang-una, ito, paunti-unti natin i-share. Binagyan niya kung sino po yung mga all-time sports idols niya. Ito mga sports idols ni Robert Jaworski. Flash Elorde, Lydia De Vega, Mona Sulaiman, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Elvin Hayes, yung dating NBA player ng Washington Bullets at that time, now known as the Wizards. Gail Goodrich, yung kaparte ni Jerry West sa Los Angeles Lakers back in the 1970s, at si Magic Johnson. Yung po mga all-time sports greats na iniidolo ni Robert Jaworski. Wow! And meron ba siya nabanggit about mga bagay tungkol halimbawa sa personal niya, sa personal na pananaw niya sa buhay? Well, yes. So, meron siya mga sinabi tungkol sa kanyang participation sa mga Olympic qualifiers. Okay. Ininda ba niya yun hindi siya nakapunta na 1972? Definitely. No? Sinabi niya, he would have been the captain of that team in the 1972 Munich Olympics. Subalit, nagkaroon siya ng suspension, but nakakambak naman siya. No? And sabi niya that when he came back to play for the Philippines in the World Cup of 1974, malaking bagay yun because he was able to redeem himself. But not only that, another highlight na sinabi niya sa akin in his career was not as a player, but as a coach. 1990, nung nakabalik ang Philippines with professional players to the Asian Games. At katalo po tayo ng China in the final of that competition. Silver medal po ang finish ng Philippines.
But sabi ni Senator Jaworski, nagkaroon po ng rematch sa Manila. Yung Chinese team visited Manila at tinalo po ng Philippines. At sabi ni Jaworski, not only that, hindi rin ako nag-coach, naglarong pa ako. And sabi niya, kanya okay din, redemption. That's one thing about Sonny Jaworski. Okay, meron siyang naramdaman na talo because naranasan niya na yung pagkatalo. But again, you never say die spirit. You might lose today, but tomorrow you will win because there will always be hope.
Well, Seth, let me bring you back in here in the discussion. Ngayon na alam natin, medyo nag-slow down na si Sonny Jaworski. Ano sa tingin mo kung ikaw ang nasa lugar niya, ano ang legacy na gusto niyang maalala ng mga Pilipino? Ngayon na siya ay hindi na naglalaro and of course, patuloy natin pinagdarasal ang kanyang kalusugan. Ano na tingin mo yung legacy na pwedeng alalahanin natin lahat tungkol kay Sonny Jaworski?
Kanta, I did it my way. He left it everything, warts and all on the court. You love me, you don't like me, I don't really mind. I'm there. I gave it everything I have. I am Robert Salazar Jaworski. I gave it everything I had as a player, as a coach, as a senator, father, grandfather. Lahat, all out. I think that's a lesson we learn in life. We take the warts, we take the hits, we take everything, our mistakes. We just carry on. I know he's struggling right now. It's such a sad thing not to see him come to the games, not to be in our public events, not to give his funny comments when you eat dinner with him. Pag nasa table yan, ang ganda mag-play-by-play yan, ang ganda niya mang-alaska ng tao. Ang ganda, I miss those events, sitting down and listening to him. We are lucky. We had chances to cover him. Not this present generation. They need their own. This present generation needs its own Jaworski. We were fortunate we got that. We look forward to another generation of players siguro. Somebody, di ba, may generational talents eh. Jaworski, Fernandez, Manny Pacquiao, plus Ilorde, Mona Sulaiman, Lydia De Vega, iilan lang yan nadadaan sa buhay natin. Parang mga comets lang yan, nadadaan sandali. Let's enjoy the moment as they pass through our lives.
Very well said. And of course, alam naman natin na si Sonny Jaworski, well ako when I was covering him, dalawa lamang ang narinig kong isinisigaw ang pangalan sa Araneta Coliseum. Yung Jaworski at Kagiwa. You know, yun lang. In my time covering the PBA, I felt that was an epic and of course a legendary player playing. Pagka ikaw ay isinisigaw na talaga ng mga fans kahit na wala kang ginagawa. Chairman Relly, gaano kalaki inspiration sa iyo si Jaworski as a public servant ngayon na ikaw ang chairman ng Philippine Racing Commission, Chairman Relly?
Actually, from the good senator, no. Actually, I learned a lot of being showing actually being a human, no. I mean, yung kanyang humbleness. Actually, hindi siya tumitingin sa status ng kausap niya. Actually, mataas, gitna or mahirap. Actually, pare-pareho tingin ni Bobby. Actually, hindi siya nagmamata ng tao. So, I think I learned from him those traits, no. So, kami sa karera kasi actually may mga kausap kami mayayaman, yung mga bilyonaryo may-ari ng kabayo, yung mga breeders. May kausap kami mga jockey, may kausap kami mga sotay, nag-aalaga ng kabayo, yung mga tellers. So, I learned how to communicate with them properly. And I owe it to the good senator.
Well, your birthday wish, Chairman Riley, kay Senator Jaworski ngayon sa kanyang 78th birthday.
Actually, the last time I talked to Sonny was September 7, 2020. O 3.5 years ago. So, hindi ko na siya nakita, hindi ko na siya nakausap from September 7, 2020. Bobby, I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart, from my family, from my good friends. We all love you. We all want to see you again. We all want you to recover, and we all want you to go on. You're still young. 78 is young, no? Bata pa yan. Kaya mo pa yan, Bobby. Happy birthday.
Maraming salamat, Chairman Relly, and I know, sabi sa akin ni Vice Mayor Dodot that he will be showing this special to his father, and sana nga ay makarecover ang ating inahangaan si Jabo. Seb, before I let you go, your birthday wish to Senator Jaworski, please.
First, I think we should say thank you. I think we should say thank you for everything that he has contributed and what we have learned from such a colorful career as a basketball player, all the way to the present and everything he has done. I like the fact that it's everything on the court, warts and all. The pluses, the minuses, walang tinago si Joe, labas lahat. And we miss him terribly. We miss him coming to the games, how he changes the Coliseum the minute he enters the court, even as a spectator. Even a simple event, he will arrive and it changes completely. There are some people who entered the room, didilim yung kwarto eh. But there are some people, pag pumasok, liliwanag yung kwarto. Walang iba kundi si Sonny Jaworski. And very few people have that same characteristic and quality.
Medyo nagkaroon tayo ng konting again, ng technical difficulty. Let me just check if we can go back. Seb, are you there?
Yeah, I was just saying that I hope, at the risk of repeating myself, I like the fact that we got to know him in our lifetime. We have this wonderful sporting opportunity. Tayong nagko-cover ng sports. How many have that wonderful opportunity to cover these generational talents? Such a blessing for us. We look forward to more. And we hope we can cover more. Really nice to see you. Hindi na pala sapatos hindi na pala sapatos sinasikaso mo. Mga kabayo na pala inaatupag mo. Okay, good to see you, Relly. Thank you, Noli. Sige, bye-bye.
Maraming salamat, Chairman Relly De Leon, and of course...
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Salamat.
Kinito is here with me for a few more minutes. Salamat, Relly. Thank you so much.
Salamat. Thank you.
See you soon.
All right. Sa amin pong pagbabalik, mga kapatid, atin pong ipapasok ang mga nakalaro na kasama ni Senator Sonny Jaworski, at kamustahin natin kung anong klaseng kakalaban, kakampi, at of course kasama sa hanap buhay si Senator Sonny Jaworski with Vice Mayor Yoyong Martires, si Hil Cortez, at si Vince Sison. Sa pagbabalik po ng Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Kigo, Joyride, at Arena Plus. Ang oras po natin, 9:08 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by M2T Drinks with Balungay, Okra, and Luya. Drink your gulay and fuel up on energy with M2T Drinks.
I dare to dream big, to be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai Stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Sherry. totoo sa paghahatid ng balita, impormasyon, serbisyo. Totoo sa'yo. 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Ngayong Fire Prevention Month, narito ang isang fire safety tip.
Tanggalin sa pagkakasaksak o i-unplug ang appliances bago lumabas ng bahay upang maiwasan na mag-overheat ang mga ito.
Isang fire safety tip sa Radyo 5 True FM in observance of Fire Prevention Month.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
25,000 watts ng totoong tunog ng FM radio. Totoong pinalakas, totoong pinagtibay ng mga batikang mamamahayag sa paghahatid ng news, public service, entertainment, music, information at inspiration para sa bawat kapatid, bawat Pilipino. Ito ang 92.3 Radyo 5 True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Power and Play with Noli, Eala. Power and Play with Noli, Eala.
Nagbabalik po ang Power and Play mula sa Mactan, Cebu, dito po sa Dusit Tani. At ngayon kasama na po na si Vice Mayor Yoyong Martires. Mamaya po ipapasok pa natin ang isa pa nating bisita, dating kakampi ni Jawo, si Hil Cortez. Pero bago yan po, gusto ko lamang muna po magpasalamat sa lahat ng mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. Kung wala sila, wala rin po ang ating palatuntunan na magpipitong taon na tumatakbo. Nagtataka nga ako, Vice, napakatagal na itong ating show. Pero gusto ko po magpasalamat sa ating po mga kaibigan na patuloy na sumusuporta sa atin. Of course, ang Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum, sa ganitong pabago-bago ang panahon, mga kapatid, sobrang init tapos biglang uulan, kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom, tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo 7 Pro Hybrid, easy on the fuel, stylish, and with advanced functionality features. This is the Cherry Tigo 7 Pro Hybrid.
No.
Equipped with a panoramic sunroof, power tailgate, wireless mobile phone charging, and a 360-degree around view monitor, plus a 48-volt mild hybrid system that lets you drive with ease and optimal fuel consumption. Perfect for work, road trips, or other personal journeys. If you're looking for a classic car that boasts new technologies and fuel efficiency at the right price, look no further. Enter the new era of green mobility the practical way with the Cherry Tigo 7 Pro Hybrid. Visit www.cherryauto.ph for more information or test drive at any Cherry dealership near you. You can also check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Cherry Auto Philippines for the latest offers and updates. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Super excited na kami sa pinakabagong super serbisyo ng Joyride Super App. Ito ang aming Joyride Super Taxi. Maganda at bagong sasakyan. Super luwag pa ng trunk space para sa inyong kagamitan. Full-time at professional na mga drivers. Pwede parahin at pwede rin i-book sa app. At higit sa lahat, walang dagdag presyo at dimetrong pamasahe. Isa na namang handog ng Joyride Super App para sa mga super sipag na mananakay na Pilipino. Super serbisyo ng dimetrong kasundo. Yan ang taxi. Yan ang Joyride Super Taxi. Available sa Metro Manila. 717 Delhi. Serving quality, classic premium sandwiches. Treat yourself to a feel-good meal today. Located at 3rd floor, 53 Connecticut Street, Green Hills, San Juan. 717 Deli. Keep you smiling with every bite. Arena Plus. Mahilig ka ba sa sports betting? Habang nanonood ng laro, narito ang Arena Plus. Manalo at manood ng live sport kahit saan. Arena Plus, ang official sportsbook partner ng PBA, NPBL at EASL. Kasama pa ang mga astig sa court na sina Jordan Clarkson at Scotty Thompson as official endorsers ng Arena Plus. Keep it fun. Game responsibly. Download Arena Plus app now in App Store or Google Play. You can watch it also on arenaplus.ph. Sa Arena Plus, astig sa sports. Skin, your face and body anti-aging center with branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills San Juan. For your skin assessment and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886. M2T Drink with Malunggay, Okra, and Luya. Drink your gulay and fuel up on energy with M2T Drink, your natural source of electrolytes. And of course, Smart. We are powered by Smart. Live more today. Maraming pong salamat sa lahat po ng ating mga tagapagtaguyod. Alright mga kapatid, at this point, kagaya na nabanggit ko, kasama na po natin ang dati pong naging kakampi, dati rin pong naging kalaban. And of course, naging matalik na kaibigan din po ng ating butihing senador. Walang iba kundi si Vice Mayor Yoyong Martires. Yong, magandang umaga. Mayang buntag. And of course, kasama rin po natin ang naging kakampi ni Sonny Jaworski sa pagpapasimula po ng PBA. Siya po ay, of course, naging Rookie of the Year ng PBA at naging isa sa mga batikan na manlalaro ng ating pong professional league. Ngayon po, siya isang sports leader. Walang iba kung hindi si kaibigang Hill Cortez. Good morning, Hill. Thank you for joining us. Uy, nakamute ka yata. Hill, nakamute ka ba?
Sorry. Magandang umaga sa iyo, Kom Noli. Magandang umaga sa iyo, Vice Mayor. My idol, Yoyong. Alam mo, nung nag-start pa lang maglaro, idol ko na ito si Yoyong Martires. Oo, kasi na-fascinate ako pag nakikita ko yung mabibilis. Si Freddie Webb, yan ganyan. Of course, si Senator Sonny Jaworski. No? Yan. Bata pa na ako, napapanood ko na yung mga yan.
Maraming salamat for joining us today, Hill. And of course, Yoyong, alam mo, nagbibigay tayong pugay sa ating hinahangaan si Senator Jaworski. And talaga kayo nakasama niyo siya bilang mga manlalaro. And halos magkakasama, araw-araw ay kayo ay nakikita. I want to ask you first, Yong, dahil kayo naging teammate sa national team. Bago ko tanungin siya bilang isang kalaban sa basketball court. Pero bilang kakampi sa national team, anong klaseng player itong si Sonny Jaworski?
Matatawag ko siya mandirigma. Gusto niya gera, ayaw na matatalo. Kanya masarap siya kasama kasi bulado. Tayo. Pagkain natin, karanaran natin ito, taglay natin ang takong kulay. Red, gold, taglay natin, pag natalo tayo, kasalanan natin. Pag nanalo tayo, tagumpay ng Pilipinas.
Anong pinaka hindi mo makakalimutan?
Nasa North, o nasa Asian Games.
Asian Games.
Kalaban namin North Korea. Siyempre, mga tao doon, North Korea. Itihiran yun eh. Di para kami naman, rambol-rambol. Sabi ko, Sonny, patumba ka. Patumba siya. Kala namin makukuha namin yung crowd. Nakita, patuloy siya.
Magpatumba kasi talagang magpatumba.
Oo. Masaktan siya. Kami ba nabukan? Boom!
Pero ganun talaga.
Ganun siya. Na talagang half-pagkaitan kami Noli. Si Sonny, New Era, sa kasidahan, yan talaga magkalaban. Kung baga sa artista, Nora, Vilma, Nora. Sonny Jaworski, Danny Torres. Parang naglalaban sila. Kalaban namin sila sa National College, Southwestern kami. Kami magkalaban sila sa Sonny. Kanya, siguro, 1970, magkalaban na kami. Magkakapi pa kami sa program, Red Foul, mga ano-ano na mga... Tapos, hindi ko makalimutan, championship namin, 79. Royal Troores sa Toyota.
Kaya mamaya, pag-usapan natin yung magkalaban na kayo. Pero gusto ko muna makuha yung perspektibo. Bilang kakampi siya, and you mentioned na nga naman, Dirigma, Gil, ikaw, nakasama mo si Sunny at the start of your career, of course, and alam natin, nung panahon na yon, he was at the height of his career. Nag-MVP siya back in 1978. When you look back, Gil, ano ang nakita mo sa kanya? First impression mo kay Robert Jaworski?
Sunny was a great leader and a great motivator as well. Kasi ako nung pagpasok ko, I was just 18, just turned 19, no? Kumbaga, inalala yung mga batang manlalaro, no? Na huwag kang matakot, basta maglaro ka lang. Even, kasi nakalaban ko, karamihan, puro mga veterano, no? Yan, sila Yoyong. Sabi niya, basta laro ka lang ng laban. Laban lang tayo ng laban. So, he's a great motivator talaga. Malaking tulong niya sa akin yung pag sinasabihan ako kung paano, how to play the game.
Alam mo, he has so many accolades, so many records. The first player first point guard to get 1,000 defensive, offensive rebounds, all-time assist leader, 50 greatest players ng PBA, MVP, naging all-star ng PBA. When you look at that, Gil, ano sa tingin mo sa mga record niya most appropriately describes the kind of personality ni Sunny? Was he a shooter sa tingin mo? Was he a scorer? Was he a defender? Was he an assist man? Ano sa tingin mo yung katangian niya as a player?
He's most often ay parang all-around player eh. Lahat na lang nasa kanya eh. He gets the rebound. Pag nakuha niya yung rebound, takbo na kayo. Takbuhan na kami doon pang sa side. Babato sigurado yung bola. No? But most yung talagang pinaka-effective siya as a leader because he's the one bringing down the ball. Ang assist niya. I think up to now, hindi pa na-break yung record niya, yung 5,000 plus. No? Hindi pa na-break yun up to now. So I don't think mabibreak yung record na yun. No?
So talagang tamang-tama yung pagiging playing assistant coach niya. Ika nga, Hill.
Yes, fit sa kanya yun dahil alam niya kung ano nangyayari sa loob eh. O palagi siyang, of course, yung paglalaro niya, yung style niya, talagang never say die. Gaya ng sabi nga ni Vice Mayor, ni Yoyong, talagang ayaw nagpapatalo. Kami nga, pag kahit dying seconds lang, basta kahit lamang yung kalaban, basta ilaban pa rin natin to kahit anong mangyari. Palaging ganun siya.
Yung kamusta ngayon. Kasi sabi mo nga, naglabang kayo sa championship 1979. Madalas naglalaban kayo ng college back in 1970. Never mo siya naging kakampi sa PBA, pero nakalaban mo siya. Kamusta siya bilang kalaban? At ito, tanong, ito, Derechare, nothing derogatory. Madumi bang maglaro si Sunny?
Hindi. Para sa akin, Noli, ang basketball player, isang rank at isang racket. Racket si Sunny Mata, hindi rank. Alam mo yung sabihin, pag-rank ka, siko dito, hindi naman ganun. Siyempre, dadal mo, nag-dribble ka, siyempre hawa. Hindi madami si Sunny.
Kagaya nun, anong nakita mo sa kanya na pag nakita mo si Sunny Jaworski, naku po.
Ako rin, siyempre, bilang kumpare ko si Sunny, no? Ako yung pag minupuhan si Sunny, hindi naman pa isa to yan. Ako, masakit din kasi mabuting ama si Sunny. Mabuting ama si Sunny at mabait sa kampe. Tutulungan ka, mayroon ka dyan. Lumigit ka, tutulungan ka. Laro na. Mas tatang magpapapasakan ka. Hanap buhay natin.
Well, Hill, as a competitor, did he, and of course, when he was, as you said, leader itong taong ito, ano ang nakita mong motivation, inspiration para kayo mga kakampi niya ay maglaro katulad niya? Yung work ethic niya, how was his work ethic?
Gaya nga nung sabi ko, yung work ethic niya, usually, sometimes, napakaganda because nauna siya palagi sa gym, no? Kasama ni Francis. Usually, ang coaster, malilate pa. Siya, alis na kasama ni Francis. They will shoot around, saka magpa-practice na kagad yan. With regards sa style na paglaro niya, grabe yan. Kahit sa ensayo kami, ako nga, malulusutan ko ng 2 beses. Okay yan. Pangatlo, sumusobra ka na bata, makakarate chop na ako. No, pero yung paglalaro niya, tama sabi ni Yoyong, hindi siya maruming maglaro. Ang laro niya, physical. Physical siya. And that's the way the game should be played, di ba? Especially if we're playing against big powerhouse like mga China, mga European games. That's the game should be played. Kaya lahat ng mga players ngayon, kahit sa Gilas, dapat ganun maglaro kamukha ni Sunny Joverski.
Magandang punto yan. Magandang punto yan na merong iniwan si Sunny na ganong klaseng katangian na todo bigay. Hindi pwede yung, alam naman natin ang basketball. Sabi nga yan, di ba, may famous quote siya, kung ayaw mong masaktan,
Huwag ka maglaro.
Huwag ka na maglaro. Maglaro ka ba ng chess? Maglaro ka ng chess?
Magpigo ka lang. Magpigo ka lang.
Oh, yun, diba?
Kasi nung panahon namin, nakita mo, let's bring back Chris Patayota or Royal Florence and other people. Pag hindi ka dumugo or may black eye or may wala kang pasa, hindi ka naglaro ng basketball. Hindi ka naglaro
Totoo ba yung rivalry na yan? Talaga bang, kumbaga, seryoso yung kanilang pagiging kariban ninyo, Hill, sa Chris pa?
Yes, actually, totoo yan. Hindi nga kami pwedeng magkita sa isang disco nung araw eh. Para medyo mag-iwas pa labanan, aalis yung isang grupo. Pag kami nauna, sila aalis. Pag sila nauna, aalis kami. Maraming incident yun nangyayari. Up to nung tumanda kami, pero after nung you invited us sa 2003 na
reunion.
Reunion. Thank you pala pa naisip mo yun, Noli, no? Medyo nag-mellow na kami. That's why I try my best to regroup them, to put up a reunion, para at least to forget about the rivalry already. It's about time to reunite, no? Para sa makita ng mga madlang tao na at least kahit na naglaro, no? Yung sportsmanship lang, naglaro, nag-away talaga sa loob, nagsuntukan pa nga, nakulong, ngayon magkakaibigan. Di ba? So, magandang kwento yun.
Kayo, very popular. Sabi mo nga, nakasama mo pa sa TV show. Yung bang persona ni George sa basketball court, pareho rin ang kanyang pagtatrabaho nung siya ay actor na.
Nagbasa kami ng dialogue.
Sa script,
Parang words by words, sabi. Siyempre, ako naman, meron akong
comedy.
Meron siya sa linya. Yun, kung kailan, hindi ko makayanan comedy.
Pero ganun siya klase.
Ganon siya klase.
Kahit na anong bagay, kailangan 100%.
Correct. Ang perfectionist siya na mali at mali. Basta parang gusto ito. Kakayanin niya. Kahit hindi kakayanin ko ito. Inambisyon niya. Yun sa akin. Kaya yun sa akin, parang pinag-aralan niya mabuti before going to court, alam niya nang gagawin. May preparasyon. Kasi ang basketball player, kung wala kang inaasahan na magpapayos sa'yo, para yung katawan mo hindi rin maganda. Gagawin niya, anong practice dito, anong laro dito, kailan tayo o kaya muna tayo, pinag-aralan niya. Noli. Hindi lahat na bara-bara ka pupunta sa ako. Hindi bara-bara.
Phil, alam natin na disband ang Toyota back in 1983. Ininda ba ni Sunny yun? Yung pagkakadisband ng Toyota?
Come again, Lon.
Ininda ba niya? Kumbaga, nasaktan ba siya doon? And yung kanyang, nung nawala yung kupunan ninyo as a Toyota team, talaga bang nasaktan siya doon? Ininda niya?
Siguro lahat sila naman no? Nasaktan, no? Lahat ng mga players because they never thought that yung program ng Toyota magdi-disband just like that, no? So, it's a good thing. Nagkaroon siya ng isang team na talagang nahawakan niya at na-mold niya as a never say die team, which is Ginebra, no? I think it started all dun sa Gilbis Gin muna. Which I played. Kasi nag-Gilbis Gin ako. Gilbis Gin din ako for about, kasi I played for 5 games and then I was recruited by Coach Tommy Manotok for UTEX Wranglers. So, alam ko yung niya, yung sa alam ko medyo nasaktan siya.
Alam natin kung gaano ka-popular si George nung panahon ng Toyota. And then of course, nalipat siya sa Ginebra. And at that time, ang Ginebra was hindi masyadong popular. Kumbaga. So, paano niya yung na-transfer yung kanyang popularity doon sa kupunan ng Ginebra? At hanggang ngayon, wala na si Jaworski. Minsan narinig pa natin yung Jaworski, di ba?
Yes.
Bakit? Sa tingin mo?
Hindi na makakalimutan dahil ang dami naman niya pinasaya, ang dami niya pinaligaya ng mga mamamayan. Hindi lang naman sa basketball. Maraming, basta sa akin paningin, sinisigaw siya ng mga tao. Proud siya. Kasi pinaghirapan niya yung pangalan Jaworski, pinaghirapan niya. Ay kung walang tiwala sa kanya ang Gilby Street o Tanduay, hindi resultado niya. Kami kasama din. Swerte, may kasama din na guhit ang pala. Eh kung walang nasunagot sa kanya after ng pag-dispa ng Toyota, walang nasunagot. Pero andyan pa yung Jaworski.
Tama si Yoyong doon. Kumbaga, si Sen Sani, nagtanim talaga siya yung pangalan niya, no? Especially with the fans, no? Ang karisma niya, grabe, no? That's why pagpapasok siya sa court talaga, kahit hindi na naglalaro, Jaworski pa rin ang sigaw ng tao, no? Because, makita mo, kahit sinong fans na hindi niya inaayawan yan, pagpipirma ng mga autographs, tapos niyayakap pa yung mga yan, talagang yung karisma nandun, at saka yung passion, yung puso niya sa mga manunood, nandun siya, nandun palagi. Mabait siya. And he's a family man too, sabi ni Yoyo. Kasi every Sunday, sa quarters namin, may swimming pool kami sa Bel Air. So usually, he gathers all the families, magsiswimming kami. Bata pa si Dudut no, maliit pa, tinatapon ko lang sa swimming pool yun nun. So gano'n, si Vice Mayor, no? So, darating lahat, pag Sunday, barbecue kami, tapos lahat ng mga anak ni na Fort Acuna, ni na Francis, so, magsama-sama doon, sila Bauson, gano'n. So, he's a family man as well.
Let me ask you, yung takbong mayaman, paano na-develop yung takbong mayaman na yun? Ni Jaworski?
Hindi si Jaworski, takbong mayaman.
Si Bogs! Si Bogs! Tama, si Bogs! Okay. Yung Jawo, paano nakuha yung Jawo mong pangalan? At yung Big J, ano ba yan? Anong kwento dyan?
Laki ng kamay.
Big J, ito ba yun? Big J. Yun yung kamay.
And then yung barreling J niya, di ba?
Barreling J, yung malaking kamay niya. Alright.
So tutusin mo talaga. Let's accept it, no? Ang nagpasikat talaga sa PBA is Sunny, Jaworski. Even sa Mika. Akin my own opinion. Kasi hindi naman siguro lalagay sa logo ng PBA kundi siya talaga nagpasikat sa PBA, di ba?
Alright, may kwento kasi kami dyan. Before nag-buhok. Ewan ko, pwede ko sabihin.
Sige! Wag lang Ay, tayo lang naman
After ng national team namin from 1969 ako, Bangkok Asian Games, 1970, Asian Youth, 1971, ABC Japan, 1972, BBC saan to? Dapat 1973, Pilipinas. Nag-champion tayo. 74, Iran, Asian Games. 72, Munich Olympics. Ang dami na. World Basketball, Puerto Rico.
World Cup.
Tapos namin, iniisip namin, 1974, 75. Kalaban namin si Dumpla, Taniko, si
Lumata.
Same place, same place. Tayo lang magpagumuka. Ayun naman, 1975, sa totoo lang, Noli, sa sweldo namin, 3,000 lang. Kami from Cebu.
Superstar na kayo nun?
Ay, oo naman. Galing na kami sa 3,000 ang sweldo. San Miguel pa yun. Wala pa kami import. Paano pa kayo din yun? Diba? Ayan, bakit kami kaganon, pagbalik namin dito, sabi ng grupo, ano gagawin natin dito? Anong pinabukasan ng ating pamilya? Ang karir natin bumababa. Ang pamilya natin pataas. Paano natin nagagawa? So, kaysa kami. Okay. Yung San Miguel, kami pa rin. Toyota, naayos, Mon, yours. Pero pa, gano'n. Sino Philip, kung sino. Ito mayroon. So, Toyota kami, 12 kami. Okay. Ang balak namin, kanya-kanya na lang. Amin ang ticket, amin ang accommodation, hotel, transportation, lahat yung ticket. Kapag kumita kami doon, hati-hati talaga. Yun yung ang simulan. Tapos sabi mo sa amin, natin, abogado natin. Isip.
So talaga nag-meeting kayo dyan, ha?
Talagang gano'n naman. Maglaro tayo, kasi mapagod dito. Sa atin, mag-aeroplano tayo. Ito, maraming tao. 12.
Parang nag-iikot lang kayo?
Kung tamang atin.
So siya ang nagsabing wag na.
Okay lang. Okay naman na. Booking tayo. Ano pang naglalaro tayo?
Mahirap. Alright. Well, before I let you go, dahil meron pa tayong mga ipapasok ng bisita dito, but before I let you go, I want to ask the two of you, ano ang pinakamalaking impact ni Jaworski sa iyo, Hill? As a player, as a person, as an athlete, and now as a, as a family man, ano ang naging impact sa iyo ni Jaworski?
Well, as I've said kanina, alam mo si Sunny, Sen Sunny, is a great motivator. Palagi kanyang binubuyo na sinasabihan kanya kung how to play the game. Talagang, eto, ganitong gagawin mo. Parang tinuturuan ka talaga niya at yun, malaking impact sa akin yun. Siguro, hindi ako papasok sa first 5 ng Toyota kung hindi sa kanya rin, no? And of course, Coach Dante was there. Medyo nabubuhayan ako ng loob dahil nakikita ko siyang maglaro eh. Parang never say die palagi. Even sa ensayo. Grabe, kung talagang mag-karate chops kami, okay lang. Talagang bakbakan kami sa ensayo.
Alright. Well, Yong, alam natin ang impact ni Jaworski sa Philippine basketball. Ano sa tingin mo, among the many na nagawa niya, ang pinakamalaking naiambag ni Sunny Jaworski para sa basketball?
Sabihin natin, Sunny, kahit na outside na, sa linya, dadive pa rin. Kahit nagkagulo kayo. Yan ang hinaharap ng tao. Magsikap ka, kung sa pag-aaral, magsusunod ko dito ng buto.
Talagang magpapakamatas.
Sarap na. Lovable. Likeable. Lahat ng ball.
That's good.
Sarili mo. Wala ka masasabi kayo sa naglaro sa club dahil na magpapakamatay.
Para sa fans.
Para sa fans, correct. Naglaro ka dahil ang basketball nasa ilaw. Para sa ilaw, basketball. Ang bihanap po kayo.
Maganda yan. Magandang punto yan. Hill, biggest contribution ni Sunny to Philippine basketball?
Well, I think PBA is what it is now because of Sunny Jaworski. Kasi nakita mo yung passion ng mga taong nanonood, hinahanap pa rin si Senator Sunny sa loob. Tsaka sa mga manlalaro noon, nakita nila kung paano talaga maglaro siya at ginagaya siya. At maraming mga kabataan na talagang ginagaya si Sunny. Kung paano maglaro at saka kung paano talagang bumigay sa laro at magpakita ng gilas at yun nga, kaya nga nabuhay yung never say die dyan sa Ginebra Dance.
Alright, your message to Robert Jaworski on his birthday, Hill?
Well, of course, I'd like to thank him. Dapat pasalamatan natin yung taong yan dahil kung di sa kanya, siguro hindi naman wala ang PBA, of course. PBA will always be there. Marami din siya na tulong sa contributions sa larangan ng basketball. For him, I wish him good health and peace always. And may God bless him. Talagang kailangan pagdasal natin siya na makarecover siya doon sa iniinda niyang sakit. Kasi namimiss na namin siya sa mga reunion sa amin.
Talagang namimiss siya ng lahat si Sunny Jaworski. Yung message mo kay Senador.
Ano Sunny? Oy, makinig ka, kung magbiberte ka, pupunta kami sa bahay nyo. O ngayon, pilitin mo, papuntahan niya kami. Huwag kayong mag-alala, para sa amin. Yung anak mo, si Dorot Vice Mayor, anak ko rin konsyal niya sa lungsod ng Pasig. Kanya, may kontakan niyo doon. Hindi ka kumusta tayo. Si anak ko kasi, konsyal na isa. Ano boy, galing ka! Eh, bro, alam ko naman, fighter ka.
Talagang fighter talaga. Well, maraming salamat, Vice Mayor Yong. And of course, Paring Hill, thank you so much for joining us on this tribute para kay Senator Jaworski. We will try to bring in Kinito back again here. And of course, we have another special guest. Isang dati naman player ni Sonny Jaworski ang ating ipapasok. Pero bago yan po mga kaibigan, silipin muna natin ang ating mga viral videos at pop culture sa mundo ng palakasan sa Stop and Pop.
Thank you. Thank you, Kom.
Pogi ka lang, alam mo mukha ko.
Na ito si Carlos Alcaraz. Makikita nyo naman yan, ha? Sinalo niya ang tennis ball sa raketa at hindi gumalaw at tumalbog man lang yung bola. Parang magic itong ginawa ni Carlos Alcaraz. So smooth. Yan din po ang ating Stop and Pop. Alright mga kapatid, ngayon ibabalik natin si Kinito Henson for our final segment, and we will also have with us at this moment ang dati pong naging player niya. Walang iba kung hindi si Vince Quezon na makakasama po natin ngayon sa ating pong final segment ng Power and Play special para kay Sonny Jaworski. Kinito, before I bring in Vince, again, you were talking about your last interview with Sonny. What impressed you the most now that he was more or less in the latter part of his of his service to basketball as well as
yung kanyang philosophy and when he explained kung ano yung mga naisip niya, all of his life experiences, he came from very humble beginnings. And he was born in Baguio. His father was a Polish American, Theodore. Ang kanyang mother si Iluminata Salazar, born in Baguio, and then he went to elementary in Rojas High in Tononico, Paco, and then he went off to UE. So, all of his
very simple beginnings.
Yeah, all of his life, he came from hardship, but he struggled and he fought for a better life for his family. And I also remember na ikwento sa akin ng aking ninong at tito, the late Don Michon, na siya nag-areglo ng pagtatanan ni Robert Jaworski kay Evelyn. Nag-honeymoon po sila sa Baguio. Tapos nalaman na lang ng iba na asal na pala si Sonny Jaworski sa time when he was playing for Ito. But, just talking about that, if I may.
Yes. Before I bring in Vince. Yeah.
May I just quote? And
yes, please.
Parang narinig ka natin ang boses ni Robert Jaworski. This is exactly what he told me. Quote, "Everything I am, everything I have achieved has only become possible because of the graciousness and blessings of our loving God the Father." Ito, exact words niya. "I may be retiring my jersey, but my passion for the sport and my love for the people shall forever remain foremost in my heart and soul. While we must live by the adage that one must always be humble in victory and gracious in defeat, failure must be temporary. Work harder, dare to fail again, but to commit to reaching your goal, and sooner or later you will make it. Never say die, never."
Wow.
Yan ang pagkasabi sa akin.
Inikilabutan ako. And that's why, I guess, masyado siyang mahal ng tao. He came from them. Talagang, and he understands them, and he inspires them. And when you talk about inspiration, one guy that was inspired, of course, to be the best version of himself, the Prince, Vince Quezon. Kasama na po natin. Vince, good morning. Thank you for joining us on this special tribute to your former coach, Sonny Jaworski.
Well, it's great to be here. I hope you can hear me, Noli. And
yes.
Of course, those were great words, of course, from the Dean himself. Coach, how are you, sir? I'll see you soon. I think maybe today, maybe at the PBA. But yeah, it's been a tremendous ride, and honestly, I owe so much to not just the expert tutelage, but almost like the father figure that I got, like a secondary father from Coach Jaworski.
Vince, let me ask you. Alam natin nang naglaro ka under him. What was your first impression of the coach Jaworski?
Actually, I have a kind of unique position because when I first met him, I knew who he was. I knew who he was to Philippine basketball, but I didn't meet him in that atmosphere because I was a student at the Ateneo with Dodot, and I lived really just around the corner. So when I first met him, I met him at his house. And it was kind of a little bit off guard, and he was just, walking in. Of course, everyone, it's the Philippines. They respect he had just come home from practice. And, it was obviously an interesting situation because, I didn't see him with his guards up. More or less, his guards were down. And he's like, oh, who are you? And then Dad goes, oh, Dad, this is my friend Vince. We're classmates and teammates. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. Hope to see you around. I mean, it was just very casual. And what I came to realize after many, many years is Coach Jaworski, as we know him in front of the camera, in front of the fans and the millions of fans that he had, is exactly the same as he is with his own family. And he treated us as family. So that was, anyways, my first impression is basically the realist for me.
Wow. Well, seeing him with catching him off guard is something that you rarely can with Jaworski. He's always well-dressed. Alam naman natin yan. He's always ready for the situation where he's in and always prepared. But Vince, let me ask you, knowing his reputation, knowing the kind of coach that he was at the time, and of course, knowing that he was a legend in basketball, were you scared of Coach Sunny? Or intimidated?
I wouldn't say I was scared because he was so inviting. He wasn't the kind that would say, okay, get out of my practice or go away. I don't want to talk to you. Who are you? He was the opposite of all of that. I mean, he was the one always inviting. Oh, he was like, if you guys want to join our practice, come on, let's go. You guys can learn some things, get better, get stronger, get on. You're still playing college. You play with the pros. So I got my first baptism of fire in just a few days, after arriving for my orientation seminar for school. By joining Ginebra's practice. And yeah, that was another story. I wasn't afraid of Coach Jaworski, but some of the other guys got me pretty good.
Well, you had in 1997, of course, Ginebra won a championship behind a comeback win against Formula Shell. And that was one of the most classic victories in a championship by any team. And of course, alam natin anong nangyari doon. Down 1-3, Vince, how was Jaworski as a coach and as a mentor?
Coach was always the kind of person that would make you realize where you came from. Of course, as Sir Hill and Yoying were saying a while ago, he didn't come from like the super well-to-do family and silver spoon in his mouth. He had to work for everything he had. So he made us all realize that no matter what we do, I mean, we owe so much to the game and to the fans who have come to watch us play. We got to give our best. So no matter what, dig deeper. You can never give enough effort. You can never give enough time to the things that are important to get the win and to really display your best for the team.
And I wanna ask that, Pinito, because clearly Jaworski, parang may maraming player na dumaan sa kanya na underachiever, minsan hindi kilala, and yet he brings out the best in them. Bakit? Anong meron doon? Ang isang coach naman, yung persona niya as a coach.
Well, first of all, he's very charismatic and he's very inspirational. But not only that, you know his achievements. You know what he can do. You know what he's capable of doing. So when you're under a person like that, whether you're in a corporate atmosphere or whether you're in the sports world, you feel that there's got to be something else that you want to be able to show to make it worth his while, that he's inspiring you and you want to be able to give back. And I think that's a legacy that Robert Jaworski will leave with everyone, because as Vin said, no, he came from humble beginnings and that he worked for everything that he had. So yung inspiration at binibigay niya sa lahat, tayo lahat, no? And it's amazing. I remember that Robert Jaworski surprised me when he attended a birthday party at our house.
Wow. I remember that.
And you were there.
Oh, yeah, I remember
kasama
that.
din niya si Chairman Rally De Leon. Siya na nagdala kay Sonny Jaworski. So, you know, I felt very close to him in that respect, being a writer, the mutual respect that we had for each other. But I was also very inspired by him because I knew that with his persona, with the adulation that he was able to draw from the crowd, not because he wanted the adulation, but because he gained it, he earned it, and the people loved him for it. So, yeah, I felt just by knowing him and being with him is just a big inspiration for me and for everyone whose lives have been touched by him.
Vince described Sonny outside of the basketball court in your practices. Is he a guy that is coached by example? Does he actually come join you in drills? Does he show you what to do? And what kind of a person is he during practices?
Does he join the drills? Oh yeah. Well, I had my first very, I guess you could say, interesting confrontation when I tried to take a charge on Coach. And it was one of our first practices, and he knew I wasn't a guy who would back down, and it's not like we were away or whatever, but he actually said, good. He goes, I like that. Keep playing hard. Keep playing hard. He wasn't never afraid of the contact.
So kahit practice, kahit practice.
Practice. Yeah, of course. You know, Coach really lived it. You know, he wasn't a guy who just said, okay, do what I say, not do what I do. He was a guy who really followed you know, what he said with what he did. So he was very awesome in that respect. You know, as far as how he was in the practice, I mean, he was a go-getter. Obviously, the heart and soul and the leader of the team. He would, you know, give us sometimes sermons if we weren't giving our best effort or whatever, if he didn't feel that he didn't like what we were doing. But he would always definitely show us. I mean, he would join the drills. He would join the practices. I was, again, fortunate to not only play for him, I played with him a few times or many times. So it was fun. I learned so much. I thought to myself, you know, how does he do what he does, especially with those amazing around the back passes all over the place. But then I grew to respect him so much because of that, because again, he lived it. He didn't just talk about it.
Well, ikaw, you are a shooter. You've always been known as a terrific three-point shooter. Of course, you had your overall game. And not all shooters are always on fire. And obviously, in your career, dumaan ka, you had some moments, some games where, you know, it was difficult. How does Coach Jaworski get somebody like you, a shooter, out of a slump, for instance?
Well, okay. I like what what the Dean said a while ago. You know, the way that Coach Jaworski approached us is for me different than any other coach that I've ever had. You know, I've played for, I think, some of the best. I've played for, Chot Reyes and, and so many others. And, you know, they're different. I mean, they're a little bit of fire, or they're kind of nonchalant, you know. Baby DeLupon was like that. He's just kind of like, go and run and do what you got to do. But Coach Jaworski would motivate you. And how would he do that? He would get to your heart. And this is what I always say. I give a lot of like motivational speaks for corporations and stuff like that. And I always talk about this. Coach Jaworski really invested time into each and every one of us. And he would, you know, one by one, take us out, just for a small bite to eat or have a coffee or whatever, right? And he would take the time. I mean, here he is, the living legend, the biggest guy in Philippine basketball. You know, in some respect, you might say wasting his time, but he wasn't. He was investing time into us. And what would he do? He'd ask questions like, oh, how are you? Oh, how's your family? Oh, how's your finance? Oh, anything bothering you? How can I help you? I want to make you better. What can I do to get you to the next level. So he knew what was in our heart, because people open up. I mean, it doesn't matter if, you know, you're the number one player or the last guy from the bench. He knew every one of their hearts, and he would really go to them. So for me, he knew that sometimes when I'm not shooting well, my tendency was to sort of shy away from taking shots. He was the one, imagine, telling me, shoot it. If you don't shoot it, you're going to sit down. I was like, okay. So I just shot it. So again, if I have the living legend, the logo, believing in me, sometimes even more than I believe in myself, it really brings your confidence up. And that's really how he would work with us.
Well, you know, alam ko marami pa tayong kwento about Jaworski, but you know, we've run out of time. And Vince, I'll give you the, you know, your final message and greeting to Senator Joe on his 78th birthday.
Well, of course, we're all praying for him and his complete and speedy recovery from whatever it is. Nobody knows what's happening with him, but you know, we just want to see him. I got to see him with my family right before the pandemic, and that was kind of like the last time I've seen him physically. But you know, he's, as always, very jovial and wonderful. Again, we're just praying that, you know, whatever it is, that it gets cured and whatever. But as far as Coach Jaworski goes, you know, he is the real deal. He's always had the priorities properly aligned, which was he'd always put God before everything else, and then his family, of course, first with his wife, Tita Evelyn, who's such a wonderful lady and so amazing just in her own right, and then his, you know, rest of his family with his kids, and then he'd put his team, and then he'd put his friends. So that's the way Coach has always been, and I think that's the way he'll always be in my mind, especially. And I just wish him all of the best, more happiness, more health, and hopefully, you know, get to see him again soon.
Maraming salamat, Vince. And of course, I'll give the final word to Finito. You know, the Dean, you worked with Sonny. You know, kilala mo siya. Sabi mo nga, you know, there were so many ups and downs in your relationship with him, and yet at the end of the day, he chose you to give him tribute. Your final message to the Senator on his 78th birthday.
Well, Senator, Coach, kaibigan, someone whom I respect from the bottom of my heart, I wish you the best. Happy birthday to you. The Philippines owes so much to you for inspiring all of our countrymen and bringing honor to our country. Sa lahat ng nagawa mo, hindi lang as a basketball player and as a coach, but as a senator, as a public servant, as a man who substance, someone whom we all admire, someone who we draw inspiration from. We only hope that God continues to bless you and protect you and make you well, so that you know, even at 78 years old and further on, we will be together again, and we will continue to draw inspiration from you wherever you are, in spirit, in the best of health, in whatever condition. You will always be the living legend. You will always be the love of our lives in the world of sports, in the world of public service. You are number one. Happy birthday, Senator. Happy birthday, Coach. Happy birthday, a dear friend. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Leo. Maraming salamat, Vince. And to all of our guests who joined us today, ako, from the bottom of my heart, alam niyo po yan, Senator Jaworski, from my beginnings when I saw you in that Inter-Law School Sports Fest, to being a commissioner, ikaw una kong pinisita, to becoming part of basketball in whatever form, and for you inviting me to your home and telling me I rarely bring any people to my home, I will always treasure that. And your messages of support, always, nung kayo po ay nagtitext pa, ay aking pong tinatago at laging alalahanin. Happy birthday, Senator Jaworski. Mabuhay po kayo. Sana po bigyan pa kayo ng Diyos ng mas marami pang lakas at buhay para po lalo pang ma-inspire ang ating pong mga sports fans. Mahal po namin kayo, Jawo, the Big J, the living legend, Robert Jaworski. At dyan po tayo nagtatapos, pero bago po tayo magtapos, mga kapatid, gusto ko lang i-announce lahat ng nanalo ng Joyride Super App Top-Up promo. Congratulations kay Marian Abalona, Lea De Los Santos, Chris Rajas, Nestle De La Cruz, and Nico Novio. 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits for all of you. At ang nanalo naman ng ating Aqua Flask, limited edition Aqua Flask, si Ezra Odulio Ramos at si John David Pakingan. Sila po ang nanalo ng ating limited edition Aqua Flask. Again, thank you Vince, thank you Kinito, thank you to all our guests today. At lagi po nating sinasabi, gusto ko po magpasalamat ulit sa Visit Tani Hotel and Resort dito sa Mactan, Cebu. Lagi po natin sinasabi tuwing Sabado dito sa Power and Play, bawal ang masungit at sa lahat po ng ating gawain at Majorem Dei Gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH, teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. Happy Sports Weekend mga kapatid! More power, more play.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at magpapatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Shibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko